everyone. We are live with Facebook on my Stamping to Share Facebook page, and thank you so much for dropping by today. We're going to do a studio tour. I've actually had people asking me for years, I mean literally years, to do a studio tour, and I've always kind of been like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to clean up. I don't want to, you know, be all stressed about it. But then Sarah Douglas, our CEO at Stampin' Up, issued that big challenge, and it was called #MyStampSpace, and I thought, well, okay, I'll do it. So I took a week to think about it. Well, not quite a week, a couple of days to think about it, and then a week to actually kind of clean up. Now, my assistant would assure you that my room is always kind of clean in her mind. However, I just felt like, you know, we need to at least see the floor. So I did clean up. This is kind of in its pristine situation. So just know that when I'm stamping, it's a lot messier. But we're going to start by, you're walking into the room, and my assistant, Kim, is going to do a quick pan around the room.
Hi.
And she is going to come over and just show you as you walk in the door, everything that you see when you first walk into my room. And then we're going to go all the way around, and then I'm just going to go ahead and talk about each segment of the room all the way around. So I'm going to close my husband's door to the shop, and we're going to go ahead and get started.
Back to the start.
So here is the door that I come into my office, and I usually close this door if I'm doing videos. That way everybody knows not to disturb me. If the door is closed, they don't bother me. But otherwise, I usually leave the door open. So we start here. This is my YouTube station. So up here is just kind of a landing station for different projects that I'm working with. I have different projects displayed up here. And actually, this kind of does look like this looks normally. And then this is, if you want to come up closer, Kim, this is where I do all of my video recording. So when I need something, I have a lot of supplies in this drawer right below it, my adhesives and different tools that I use. And then, of course, I guess that's it. Over here, I keep all of my different stamps and different things that I'm working with when I am doing a YouTube video. And I think that's probably all really. Oh, I know one thing. I keep my trash in a drawer, so I have my trash can here. So as I make messes here when I'm doing my YouTube video, I can just kind of slide it all into the trash can, which works pretty good. Oh, and then this is kind of a handy dandy little shelf. So this I just picked up, I don't know, somebody gave it to me, I guess, and it's really handy for putting some ink pads in and just kind of keeping things up off the area. And then, of course, I just have a few tools and my glue up here, and it's a little punch shelf, so I really like it. That's been really handy. And now that I think about it, it was one of my customers that gave me that, just as a just because gift. I've got the best customers in the world. And then we're going to go ahead, and over here, we're going to talk a little bit about what's in this closet. So, this is, in fact, this is where I store all my punches. So you can see there's a lot of punches stored here. And then I just have different boxes and different things down here. This is where I keep all my extra re-inkers. I have two sets of re-inkers, one that I take with me on retreats. They're all boxed up and ready to go, and then one that I use with my regular stamping. And then this is my Project Life cart. It's one of those carts that you can pick up at, oh, what's the name of that place?
IKEA.
Kim? IKEA. It's one of those carts that I picked up at IKEA. I'll just give you a brief little tour of this Project Life cart. So basically everything that I need is Project Life in here. And these are my discontinued Stampin' Up kits. So I can find everything really easy, and I've just labeled them. And then down here I have the full-size kits that are currently current. And I just pop those out. And the reason I like it in a cart is I can just roll it then to a table wherever I'm working and just start working. And then down here I have some things that I need to scrapbook and some stamp sets that I use. And this is my little selfie printer. And then I have a bunch of little ink pads here. Like if I go on retreat, I just take the ink pads with me. And that's all self-contained and really easy. So I like that. So that is my Project Life station. And if you're wondering where the albums are, I do store quite a few of my extra scrapbooking supplies in these drawers here.
Did you show your cardstock?
Oh, thank you, Kim. People wonder where I keep my cardstock, and I keep it all right here. So this is an old file, one of these really sturdy ones that I think Steve and I bought this when we were first married. So back in like 89 or 90 we purchased this, and we just used it to keep all of our taxes and paperwork. But then once I got into Stampin' Up, I sort of confiscated it and have been using it ever since to store my paper. So it works really, really well. It's very compact, and I just
have it in alphabetical order.
I just have it in alphabetical order, and I keep my scraps in page protectors, and then the full amounts back here. And so that's it. And that just basically, I mean, with all of Stampin' Up's wonderful colors, it's basically 3 drawers full of paper supplies. And then in this is just odds and ends. So that's just, you know, everybody has one of those drawers that you put odds and ends in. Okay, back over here, this tall thing, this is something fun that my kids and I just play with. So when my grandma passed away, she was quite a crafter. So she had lots of crafting things in her attic, and we just put it all in by color. So a lot of these things belong to my grandmother. And they're just little bits of lace and trim and I don't know. And so whenever sometimes Stampin' Up discontinues something, if it fits, you know, if it's something that I want to keep, I go ahead and just put it in here, some little embellishment. So basically it's an entire tower of embellishments, which I have broken down into different color categories. So depending on the color we're looking for, like these are all my little red embellishments. So it's kind of funny, the kids come home and they're like, Mom, we need some purple ribbon. So they always go to Grandma's tower and look and see if we have any purple ribbon or whatever, and then they use that for whatever projects they're working on. And then this is just some customer order things that I've just got sitting around. And then on the other side of this closet, I have more Project Life things. And then this is where I keep my long strips of paper that, you know, when you're cutting and you have all these extra long strips, I just keep them in these long drawers. And they're all, again, just alphabetical. So just another way to store scraps. I keep my extra ribbon here. And then this is my photography studio. So I have all of my, anything I do with photography is in here. So let me just turn on the light. You can see how bright that is. In fact, let me go grab a card. I just put the card in here and take the picture. Works really well. And then if I'm doing something where I want the card to stand up, I have my little phone stand, and I can just, you know, if I have something that needs to lean up against it, like a 3D or whatever, I can do that too. So I just keep this handy over here. And I have my extra set of ink pads up here. I'll show you the other ink pads in a minute. And then just some up here. I think this is in color re-inkers up here. So that's that. That's my closet. Turn this off, turn this light off. And let's keep moving around the room. So this is my cutting station right here. Of course, any demonstrator that, you know, does a lot of cutting is probably going to have something like a Carl cutter, which of course I do. Really like this. It's about $100 on Amazon, and it gets me a lot of, I've used it every single day almost since I purchased it back in 2013, so I really, really like it. This is my scoring, my Simply Scored board, and then I have some, this is just paper that's Whisper White and Very Vanilla that I just keep all these little scraps really handy because I'm always grabbing those. And then if I'm doing a big project where I have, say, a lot of card bases that I need to cut or score, as I'm scoring them, I can just drop them down in here. So that just is one of the things that I use to make my life a little easier, so that my paper isn't just laying around. And then this is something I picked up at a estate sale. It's an old glove box from ages ago, and I just keep my happy stamper token things in here, and then some postcards that I send to my customers and little tokens for my happy stamper program. And then of course this is where I work. So you'll notice the carpet at the bottom. This is really cushy carpet to keep my feet happy. And then I have my planner things, and then I have my little spinner. I'm sad to see this go, but it has been discontinued and it's no longer available. And some more Stampin' Up! Things. This little wooden crate is just wonderful. Like, I picked it up at an antique store, and it has all my embellishments in. So I just keep that. And in addition, if I make any cutouts, like all my white cutouts and my gray and black cutouts, and then I have my Brights and my Regals. So I just store them in here. Something that I like to do. Then I have my very inexpensive Michaels trimmer that I use for small cuts. And then as I cut, I just throw the trash into my little trash bin over here. Another thing I want to show you is, if you open up this drawer, I have my cleaning station here. So this is where my little washer and dryer is for stamping and all of my cleaning things. Then I have my I'm Bringing Birthdays Back stamp, and I'm always working on holiday cards, and so I have a little stamp that I like for the inside of my holiday cards right here. So I always keep those two stamps really handy. And then in here, again, I have another trash basket. So as I'm cutting and I have lots of little trash strips, I can just throw them right into this basket. That's worked well for years. And then I have my non-recyclable trash right up here. And then again, this is just Post-it notes and just various little things in the drawer that helps me with my stamping. And then this is kind of fun. This is where I keep all of my colored card bases. You know that, or not card bases, I should explain.
Mats.
I have card bases over here. So this is my tall card bases organized by color. And then I have my long card bases over here. And then I have my panels over here. So I have my Whisper White and Very Vanilla panels, and then I have the Crumb Cake panels, and then my darks and my, well, these are kind of dark too, but most of my medium colors on the left and my darks on the right. And then if anything's been run through the Big Shot, I just keep it in this pile right here. So that is that. So I think that pretty much covers this section. I do have these markers up here, which I really like, and then I do like to, when I give customers little gifts and things, I like to wrap it. So I always put like ribbon and things around. And then I think that's about it over here. So we'll turn the corner.
Your blocks.
Oh, my blocks. Kim says, show them your blocks. So my blocks are just in these little pull-out drawers. And I have three drawers, 3 sections for blocks here and 3 sections for blocks over there. Because I use Clearmount stamps, and I like to, I just like the flexibility with Clearmounts, but I have a lot of blocks because of it. And then up here, I keep all of my extra cards that I have like 1 or 2 craft shows that I do a year. So these I bring out at my craft shows. And so that's kind of fun. And the same thing over here. So we got the blocks in here, and then my yoga schedule. And then in here I have, again, extra cards. So then I think turning the corner, I have my my to-do pile here. And then up here I keep my washi tape. So I just put them on these shower rings and just store them right there.
Nice.
And my printer, I have 2 different printers for different things. This is where I sit every day on the computer, do all my photo editing here. And then down here I have kind of a little junk drawer for everything that, you know, I needed to put in a box so you guys could see like actual counter space. And then this is just my scraps, and I give a bucket away of these to my downline. Then I have my little stool here, and the reason I have it here is because I have all of my 12 by 12 papers here. So when I want to work with some 12 by 12 paper, these are kind of heavy, and instead of lifting them up and taking down all the time, I just pull them out onto my stool, and then I can go through them and see what I need to do with it or whatever. So these are all labeled. So my current designer series paper is here, and then my mini designer series paper is here. And the stool is just the perfect height for going in and working with these papers. And then back in it goes, so it's really easy. Then when Archivers was closing its doors, I picked up this little ribbon rack. I don't know that it was actually a ribbon rack at Archivers, but it works well for me. And then this is where I do all my product shares. So it's all empty now, waiting for product shares to come. I'm going to be doing some product shares when the new catalog debuts on June 1st. So I have this ready, and it will be full of ribbons and embellishments and things like that that I can share with you. And then this is my stamp storage area for all my stamps. And it's kind of bare right now because I have taken away a lot of the stamp sets that have retired. But as the year goes by, and I get duplicate stamp sets for doing big retreats, or I get, I don't know, all the mini catalog stamp sets, I do keep these bins handy, and they fit stamp sets quite perfectly. And so those are where all of my extra stamp sets will go once I start accumulating them. Then I have just the ribbons and ribbons and ribbons and ribbons. And down here, just extra, a few binders and things like that with different things. Then I have my paper pumpkin. No, I am not that far behind that I have a stack this tall. I do keep a lot of the boxes just empty because they're kind of handy for different things. But I pile them up here because they fit so perfect in this spot. I just love it. And then this is an old radio, I don't know, it's one of those antiques, and it belonged to my grandmother. And my dad says he can remember sitting around it listening to boxing when he was a kid. And so I think that's kind of neat.
That is neat.
And then on the inside, I just keep some dies in there. And then I also, up here, it's a great place to store. This is from Stampin' Storage, so this is my embossing folders. And then over here, I have all of my thinlets and framelets. And again, from Stampin' Storage. So those are my two favorite things from Stampin' Storage. Love that. Over here is where I work on the Big Shot machine. So I have my Big Shot right here. And this table is nice and sturdy. It's an old fish tank table, so it's built really well. And then this is where I keep some extra things for my Big Shot machine. So if I'm working on something and I'm missing some dies, this morning I was using Bear Hugs, and so I haven't put it away yet, so I just keep it right here until I get around to putting it away. Or if I have projects that I'm working on, I just sort of keep things here. So that's it. And then this is my work desk. And here's my ink pads that I love. I love this Stampin' Up! Ink pad carousel. And I think that's it. I think you have just officially gotten a tour of my office. I'm trying to think if there's anything I did not show you. Is anyone asking any questions, or are we good?
Nope, you're just inspiring people to reorganize.
Oh, goodness. You know, I did think of one thing that I haven't shown anyone. People often ask me, well, gosh, Kay, you've made so many cards. What do you do with them all? Well, I do give a lot of them away. I'm sending cards out almost every day. And also, I do put a lot of extra cards into my sale boxes, which I showed you. But I also have cards that I could never give away, and they'll probably be around when I'm not. But these are my favorites. I have them all categorized. So for example, this is friendship. So if you open it up, any card in here that I've ever gotten from a friend or that I've maybe created myself, I just keep in here. Let me just see. So they're cards that I really love that I don't want to give away. So for example, I would give up chocolate, but I'm no quitter. Remember that stamp set? That was so cute. So I made this card and I just love it. So I don't ever want to actually sell that or give it away. So I just keep it. So this is kind of my inspiration boxes. So I have them all by, you know, category. And then sometimes if I'm trying to design a card and I just am kind of running into a brick wall and don't feel like going on Pinterest, because seriously, you get on Pinterest and sometimes you don't get out of Pinterest. So sometimes I'll just grab one of my boxes and I'll just pull out a card, because I know I like every card that's in one of these boxes. This is from a long time ago. And then I might create a card based on that idea. So that's one of the ways that I try to keep myself inspired. And I think that's it. I think we are done with this tour. So thank you so much for stopping by my studio today. I truly appreciate you. And who knows, if this went over really well and you like it, maybe I'll do some updates in the future. Have a great day. Bye-bye.